Hi! Today we're going to learn how to make your very own home fermented hot sauce. So for the first step, we're just going to cut up a bunch of peppers and put them in the brine. So highly recommend using some gloves for this. As you may know, hot peppers can, the oils from the hot peppers can stay on your hands for a long time, and that can really burn. So basically, you're just gonna want to have some fresh peppers and prep them like this, cut the tops off, and then you can choose to keep the seeds if you want, but if you want a less spicy hot sauce, you're gonna want to remove the seeds like that. And these, that's what you want to go into your jar. Okay. Okay, so now that we have a bunch of hot peppers, we have some boiled water here. So the reason you boil the water is just so that you can dissolve the salt in it. So there is 1 cup of water. I'm actually using 2 cups, even though I probably won't need that much, just in case. I'm just going to dissolve the salt. You want to make sure that's fully dissolved, and then I'm going to get 1 more cup of cold water. Make sure it is all dissolved, and then I'm going to pour it on top of my peppers. So we want to make sure that the brine is covering the peppers completely, and one really great way to do that is to get one of these little jar weights. I just got this online for a few bucks, and when you push that in, it might spill over a little bit. Here, I put too much brine in there. When you push that in, it will keep the peppers underneath the layer of brine water. And then I got these other cool little gadgets here. This is an airlock. You fill it with brine. So you put brine in the airlock here. You can put water too, but I just think if it's going to leak out, if it ends up leaking out at all, you just want it to be the same salinity as the brine in the jar. And then you just pop it in the top of the lid, and there you have it. That'll be our fermenting vessel for about a week. So I just want to explain what the airlock does really quick. Basically, the airlock helps fermentation happen because it lets air escape from the jar without letting any more air into it. But you can also replicate this. Basically, if you have a jar with even just like a regular jar with a closed lid, you can just pop it every couple days to let the air out. You can weigh it down with a plate or some kind of, I don't know, little lid or something that fits in your jar. So be creative and figure out a way that this will work for you. So I did this ahead of time. So this is an already fermented jar of hot peppers, mostly just green cayenne peppers that I had in my garden. It will likely turn out very spicy, but that's what my family likes, so that's what we're going to go with. And you can see how those airlock little jar lid things go on any wide mouth jar, so that's super handy. So once you have your fermented peppers, I'm just going to take off the lid and strain the peppers and save the brine, and then we're going to mix it up. Okay, so I'm basically going to estimate here just to show that, I mean, the recipe does say a pound of peppers, but you can really do whatever tastes good to you. One thing I didn't mention before is you can put some sweet peppers in the mix, like some bell peppers, which will lessen the heat a little bit. So I'm just going to put a bunch of these peppers in my blender and drop some. That's good too. Seems pretty full. And then I'm going to put some of the brine in. Remember, this is super salty, so you don't want to put too much, but you want to put enough so that the blender actually works. And I'm going to, here we go. Put a little bit of apple cider vinegar in, about a tablespoon to start. I do like that flavor a lot. And I'm going to taste it first, so I'm not going to put some honey in yet, but I expect I will need some honey. So brace yourself for blender sound. Just want to make sure that the consistency is what you like. Some people like a thicker hot sauce, some people like it thinner. I kind of like mine thick. You can also mill it, so you don't have any of the solids left over. You can buy a food mill at many hardware stores, anywhere where they sell canning supplies. Let me taste this. Woo! She is spicy. She's a tiny bit salty. So I'm just gonna put a couple tablespoons of honey in there and a tiny bit more vinegar. Blend it up. Let's see if that changed anything. Yeah, that's super good. You just play around with it, like whatever you guys like to eat at home, like that's what this is for anyway. So, and like the recipe said, you can add carrots, you can add onions, you can add ginger, you can do garlic, anything that you guys want. So cool. So that's the basics. Some tips for fermentation are when you put your peppers in your jar and everything, make sure everything's really clean. You don't want any other wild bacteria getting in there and possibly messing up your ferment. Put it in a cool place, in a dark place. If you have like a cellar or something like that, that's really nice. Don't make it too hot in the area or else it will ferment super fast, and sometimes it can taste a little funky or a little foamy. And stuff will kind of form on the top sometimes, especially if some of the peppers are not underneath the liquid all the way. Don't worry about it, just scoop off the top. I mean, if it's like blue mold or something like that, I wouldn't use it. But there's something called Kahm yeast, K-A-H-M. It's like white and it's not harmful at all. It's really natural. So, be adventurous, look it up if you're worried, but it's because of the level of salt, it's really quite a safe thing to do in your home. Well, thanks so much for watching. Get adventurous with your cooking. Fermented food is super healthy for you, and I hope you really enjoy this recipe. Thanks so much.